Hey guys, this is Cameron Hughes here with another Crazy Routes video. We will be going over basic VLAN configurations today. Up here in the left hand corner we have our objectives: view the default VLAN config, configure VLANs, assign VLAN supports, and configure trunking. Over here on the right hand side we have our VLANs, the interfaces we will be using. For instance, for VLAN 10 we will be using FA 0/10, and so on for 20 and for 30. For VLAN 99, the management and native VLAN, we will be using interfaces FA03 and FA01, FA03, FA03, FA01, and FA01. Just a little FYI, we are using the 3550 switches here. They are about the same as the 2960s that are used on the CCNA, but there is a little bit of different config, not much at all, and you will see that later on in the video. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing I like to do is I like to set up logging synchronous. So let's get into that. Let's go to the other switches and do the same. If you guys do not know what logging synchronous is where the stuff that pops up right as soon as you're typing something, where it goes to the bottom for after you are done typing a line. Very useful. Okay, great. The next thing we will do, we will figure out which switch is which switch and set up a host name. How do we do this, you might ask? We will use the show CDP neighbors command. For instance, this switch has Fast Ethernet 01 and 03 on it. So what in the topology has FA01 and 03? That would be switch 1. So let's name this switch switch 1. Switch 1. Let's go to the next switch, show CDP neighbors, and we have Fast Ethernet 1 to switch 1, which that would be switch 2 that is using Fast Ethernet 01. Now I know what you guys are saying, oh, this is switch 3, so let's just name it that. Well, yes, more than likely this is switch 3, but maybe cabling or something else is wrong, so let's still check it. And yes, we were right, it was switch 3, FA03. Now that we have all that done, let's go back to switch 1, view the default VLAN config. Let's look at the default VLAN config, which would be the show VLAN command. This is the show VLAN command. Here is VLAN 1. You see all the ports that are associated with VLAN 1 right now. This is what the default VLAN config looks like. Now you notice FA01 is not in here. That usually means that the VLAN will be that the interface, whichever interface is not showing, might be trunking. Let's look at the show trunk command. Show interface trunk command. This is on native VLAN 1 by default. Encapsulation is ISL, which is Cisco proprietary, and we will not be using that. We will be using 802.1q. Okay, let's go to switch 2, make sure that there are no assigned VLANs on that yet either. Ports that are active. Show interface trunk command to view that as well. Port FA01, switch to FA01. Alright, now let's go to switch 3 and view that as well. This is the show VLAN brief command this time. FA01 shows up in this one. FA02, there is no FA03 because FA03 Okay, let's go back to switch 1 and let's start the configuration of the VLANs. Okay, let's get into global config mode and let's name our VLANs. First we have VLAN 10 with the name of faculty/staff. Let's go with VLAN 20 with the name of students. As you have noticed, I did not go out of the VLAN line. You can exit this and also do VLAN 30, or you can stay in the line and keep on going. Let's go with name guest. Now we have with the name of VLAN 99 with management and native VLAN. Let's prove that to make sure that we have that running correctly. Let's do the show run command. Excuse me. Let's do the show VLAN command. I know that one will have it. We will do the show run command later to show the active ports. in each VLAN. But we see we have VLAN 10, VLAN 20, VLAN 30, and VLAN 99 with the names. As you notice, there are no interfaces attached to these VLANs yet. Let's go to switch 2 and do the same. VLAN 10, name of faculty and staff. VLAN 20 with the name of students. VLAN 30 with the name of guest. VLAN 99 this is a show VLAN. And we have 10 faculty and staff, 20 students, 30 guests, and 99 management/native. Alright, great. Let's go to switch 3 and do the same. Excuse me, I just burped. VLAN 10 with the name of faculty. And if you do not know VTP yet, it'll become your best friend. Instead of you doing this all the time, it will distribute the VLAN name to all associated switch ports, or to all associated switches, I should say. That will be for another video. Show VLAN brief. Okay, we have 10 faculty, staff, 20 students, 30 guests, and 99 the management/native VLAN. Okay, great. The next thing that we will be doing is we will be assigning the VLANs to the ports. As I said earlier, for VLAN 10, we'll be using interface FA0/10. So let's get into that. Interface FA0/10. We will be doing the switch port mode access. The switch port access VLAN 10 for that interface. Let's exit out of that interface. Let's get into interface 20 for VLAN 20. Let's exit out of that and let's get into interface 30 for VLAN 30. Now, you might already know, but let me stop here and show you something real fast. As you can see up here, I used the tab command to finish out my commands. Like for instance here, I typed in ACC, pressed tab, and this is what showed up. access. You then press enter. You can also shorthand the commands with the switch mode ACC, switch AC VLAN 30 instead of switch port access VLAN 30. I would recommend learning the commands first before you do all this, but that's just a heads up. We will come back and do the management VLANs so we can do them all at one time. Let's go to switch 2 and do the same. Interface 10. As you see here, I am not getting out of interface mode to go into the next interface. You are able to do this. I would suggest making sure at the end that we run our show commands to make sure that everything is running correctly and to prove that everything is running correctly. And we will do that. I forgot to do that on switch 1. VLAN 20, and let's go with 30 and VLAN 30. Show enter. Let's do the show VLAN brief command. As you can see, 10 faculty, interface 10, 20 students, interface 20, and VLAN 30, interface FA 0/30. Let's do the show run command now, as I messed that up earlier. And alright, so here. Interface Fast Ethernet 0/30. Switchport mode access VLAN 30. Switchport mode access. Switchport access VLAN 30. Switchport mode access right there. Same thing here with 20, and same thing up here with 10. If we go back to 1 real fast, we will see the same. 30, 20. And 10. Alright, now let's jump to switch 3. Get into interface 10. Switch port mode access. Switch port access VLAN 10, interface FA 0/20, mode access, switchport mode, switchport access VLAN 20. I was getting ahead of myself there. Switchport access VLAN 30. Let's approve this with the show VLAN command. 10/20/30, 10/20/30. Again, you can run the show run command, and that will show you that as well. Okay. And on to our last few steps. Now we are going to deal with trunking. Get into global config mode, and let's go into the interfaces. Interface FA, we are on switch 1. Let's do interface FA01 first. Now for the 3550s, they are different from the 2960s. Usually you would only have to use the 2 commands that we have been using, except for using the trunk instead of the access, but the 3550s are a little bit different. Let me show you. Mode trunk, and we will get this output. An interface whose trunk encapsulation is auto cannot be configured to trunk mode. Okay. So what we have to do is we have to set the interface for trunking mode. Dynamic desirable. We will use the switch mode trunk. In the switch trunk native Vlan 99. So exit out of that. As we see here, we have an inconsistent peer VLAN. That is saying that a VLAN from switch 2 is not on the same trunking native VLAN as FA01 from switch 1. Once we switch 2 to native VLAN 99, this will go away. Now let's get into interface 3 and do the same. Switch trunk encap dot 1q, switch mode dynamic desirable, switch mode trunk. By the way, if you guys do not know what dynamic desirable is, this is part of the DTP process, and you guys will have to look into that. That is for another video as well. Switch trunk native Vlan 99. See right here, native VLAN mismatch. Native VLAN mismatch discovered on FA01 and 03. Let's exit out of this switch. Let's go to, this is switch 2, as we see. Switch 2. Trunk encap dot 1q, switch mode dynamic desirable, and switch mode trunk. Switch trunk native Vlan 99. see I was typing up here, and from logging synchronous, brought my command down here. Just a little bit of an FYI, you guys will not have to do these unless if you're on 3550s or layer 3 switches. Most of the time you will be on the 2960s, and you will only have to use these two commands. And as we see, unblock, port is consistent with each other. Okay, let's go to switch 3 and set up the same thing. Get into global config mode. Interface FA03. Switch mode. Trunk, switch, trunk, native VLAN 99. Now give it a second and see where it says the native VLAN mismatch. And here we have spanning tree unblocking. Spanning tree is automatically turned on, and the ports are consistent. Okay, now let's prove this with the show run real fast. So we see up here, FA03, as well. FA01 for switch 2, and switch 1 will have both. O1 and O3. Let me show you guys real fast what the interface trunk looks like now. We have the encapsulation as .1Q, 802.1Q. It is trunking, and we are native VLAN 99. And this is for switch 1 on these two ports. Let me do the show VLAN. As you can see, FA01 is not in the port directory since it is being trunked, and FA03 is not as well. Now setting a IP address for each of the switches. You do this the same way as you do under a interface, except for we will be using the VLAN 99 as our interface. IP add, since this is switch 1, 168.1.1, .248. This is a /29, as you can see. Let's go to switch 2. Interface VLAN 99. IP add of 192.168.1.2 is under 255.255.248 for the /29. interface Vlan 99. This will have the IP address of 192.168.1.3, 255.255.255.248. No shut. Now let's do the show run command. Down here all the way at the bottom we have interface Vlan 99 with the IP address. Now switch 3 should be able to ping switch 2. So this route is going to go from switch 3 to switch 1 and then to switch 2 and then back. Let's make sure it's 100%. Yes, of course. And that's what we love to see, is the 5 exclamation point marks. I would like to thank you guys for joining me on this basic VLAN config. This was my very first video I've ever done. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will have many more videos. Thank you for joining me.